Hello and welcome back to Heroes of the Mist right here on twitch.tv/RPG Research. I'm your host and game master, Hawk Robinson, and we broadcast every Sunday from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific Time with this audience interactive Advanced Dungeons & Dragons 1st Edition Homebrew Multiverse Campaign, Worlds of Beru, Heroes of the Mist. And we are continuing the second half of tonight's adventure right after the break. It is, by the way, January 6, 2019. It is the first game of the year for Heroes of the Mist.
Hooray!
Woo!
We survived!
Survived another year! Onward! Onward!
It's almost the beginning of a new decade.
And quick rundown in case anybody's new here.
I'm John Welker, Vice President of RPG Research and the voice of many non-important people.
Well, non-player
NPCs.
characters.
I'm Adam. I'm playing Torn, who is a hick from the sticks, a human thief, and is on this adventure for the thrill of it.
I'm Lillian. I am playing River. She is a sea spirit folk Wujen martial artist. She follows Ryujin, the Lord of the Sea. He's also a dragon.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I'm Andrew. I play Talk. And he fancies himself to actually be the most important voice.
There was another gnome who was that way too, wasn't there?
He's an illusionist who wants to be a stage performer and have some world renown.
And Joe?
I'm Ferhad Guardian. Ferhad is a simple silk merchant and trader. Mostly he does contract negotiation and enforcement. He's a fighter thief. So if fighting doesn't work, he will steal from you.
And then also Katie was playing Moisha, which is not the most cheerful dwarf around. But she just did a long drive from here in Spokane to Seattle, which is about a 5+ hour drive through the weather and such, so she was very tired and she needed to call it a night, so I'll be NPCing her.
For anyone
character.
on the East Coast, that's like going through 8 states.
Right. Not during rush hour. That's like moving through one tunnel in the east. So anyway, so she had to step out just for the second half here because she was very tired. So I'll be covering her characters. Moisha, she gave me a little bit of idea. So you guys, Moisha was up ahead, about 100 feet scouting ahead, heard in the woods.
Help me.
And so turned back around, came back to Farhad, said, Farhad, there's someone in the woods in the east calling for help. It's probably a trap, but we should probably check it out.
Oh, it's definitely a trap. Torin!
Yeah!
Trap up ahead!
Oh, what kind? Hook snare? Choke trap.
Help me, I'm on the side of the road. Help, help.
Oh,
Oh, you mean like the last one that wasn't a trap?
Yes, exactly like it.
I don't see anyone. They sound to be about 20 or 30 feet into the woods on the east side.
I wonder if some kind of actually, would I have any knowledge of interesting monsters from my uncle's stories?
Fairy tales, like fairy tale type monsters.
Okay.
Not a whole lot of accuracy. They'd be highly embellished.
Like
All right.
giant
So
featherless
think
birds.
fairy tales.
Birds that
All right,
shoot
then.
fireballs from their eyes.
Yeah, that's a
Like,
new one. That was not one you had
whatever.
heard about.
Whatever.
You're going to have plenty of your own when you come back to
Alright.
your folk if you come back.
I bet it's something like a witch or something, just trying to get you out there and it'll gobble you up, I mean, you saw how many eyes. No one's going to be, oh, help me. They're going to be like, well, here, oh, I'm dead. And that's going to be kind of it.
Witches don't eat people. They turn people into newts and toads.
River, what do you think?
I don't think it's a good idea to just go into the east side of the woods.
Well, just holler, ask them what they want.
But maybe it's someone who didn't know better.
Uh,
We should
Farhad just
assume a
arrived,
trap.
Towards that direction, listening.
Okay. So Moisha wheels his horse back around and keeps having Herschel, his dog, healing alongside, and is loosening up. I need Moisha's character sheet.
Right?
Yeah.
With Korn by my side, the god of strength, There is nothing we can't do it here.
So there you go. Moisha's loosening up his longsword, and so gets up to about where it sounds like you're even with whoever that is in the woods calling.
Ow, it hurts.
So you've all caught up now. You can all hear this.
Okay.
Help me.
Fairhot dismounts and
Moisha does as well.
he pulls out his bow and he goes into the woods.
Okay, Moisha's close behind you with the longsword. Actually, it says, "Let me clear the way for you."
Not necessary. I have the strength of cord by my side. You should join.
So you just charge into the undergrowth?
And trip over a root.
Okay.
With my bow.
You're just hacking out with your bow? Okay, you get in about 3 feet, and then there's you build up the spring tension of the undergrowth, and it pushes you back out from just so much thick branches and plants and everything else, and it just kind of springs you back out.
Yeah.
It's so thick.
Oh, that was quick.
So we can hear.
Moisha looks at you, sword in hand,
Yeah.
looks at the sword, looks at you, looks at the woods.
Ah! Good idea. You should go in there and hack away at it.
He just kind of looks at you and then walks up and starts hacking to clear a path. What are you doing, Torn?
Well, I'm going to dismount,
Okay.
and so it's pretty much a thick foliage wall. It's not like there's you can see things in there. It's pretty much a wall of foliage. So there's not much point having a sling ready because it's just going to be right.
Unless
there.
something comes out.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to hit it with a missile weapon.
Okay then. Well, that's not the point. So I'm on the horse and I talk to whoever's close by. Who wants to be close by for me to talk at? Huh?
I think Talk is closer.
Yeah, I'm closer.
Everybody looks elsewhere. Talk is the closest.
Oh, so I made a goose call. Well, I think it's a goose call. It's kind of like a big
Talk,
duck
what are you
call.
doing?
It's okay. I'll be back here, and I'll make sure you don't get attacked from anything from the west side of the forest.
Okay, so you stay on horseback. Do you
Yeah, on
mosey
ponyback.
your horse a little over onto the west side of the road?
Yeah.
Okay, horse just kind of sidles on over to the west side of the road just a little bit at a time. While
I'm
he's
still squishy.
talking your ear off. Yeah, illusionists and magic users definitely are
Well,
at this
here's-
level.
I have
Yeah.
7 points.
Yeah. River.
River's gonna stay on her horse,
Okay.
and if something comes out, she has magic.
Okay.
To
But
deal
you're
with
not
that.
going to go help the other two.
I'm going to watch from wherever they came in.
All
She'll
right.
just watch, see if
You see
some-
Karn looking at those two going in, looking back at everybody else expectantly, doesn't see anybody else going in, looks at Dranera, looks back at them slowly hacking their way in, and you can see he's in a real quandary here. He wants to stay here and protect Dranera, right, at all costs. But you can tell he thinks they're going to commit suicide if they don't have backup. And he's looking at all of you, and none of you guys are going to go give him backup. So you can see him wrestling with what to do with this particular situation.
So have they said anything besides other than help or
It hurts.
Just what you've heard.
and-
Yeah, it hurts.
so? Well, obviously since he sidled off.
An owl.
Hey there!
Come closer. Help me.
Who? What's your name?
Oh, it hurts so much.
Well, what hurts?
My nose.
Oh,
Your nose
They're in
hurt?
about 7 feet.
oh, that's definitely some kind of monster that has a call that just happens to sound like, "Help, help! I'm hurt. It hurts so much."
River goes up to Sir Khan and says, "If you want to go in with them as backup, I'll stay with Lady Gennaro. But I am not going into this."
Before you even finish the "but I am," he leaps off the horse, sword all drawn in one sweep. He just leaps off the horse, sword drawn, all in one motion, and is jogging towards the woods.
I'll keep an eye on her too.
With a little bit of spring to his step, actually. You just whoa. So, and then as he's already walking. That was just a little nudge he needed, one way or the
to
other.
adventure.
Well, we'll keep the lady safe.
So he comes in and helps Moisha with the hacking. Kind of nudging. He asks you, Farhad, if he can get past you to help Moisha with the hacking through the woods. Okay, so he gets past you, and so Moisha kind of hacks on the left, and he starts hacking on the right, and it speeds up the process, much more. Karn's big strokes are just, making very short work of it. And his sword is going through the thicker limbs like twigs. It doesn't even seem to slow down on the larger... Like, some of the branches are that big around, and it doesn't even slow down chopping through.
That means these trees are undead.
That means Torn should have gone.
So they're getting close. So they're quickly now about 15 feet in, and you can hear the voice getting closer. It still sounds about another 15 feet away.
Ow! Ow! Help me! Help me!
So
I hear you coming.
Y'all see anything yet? I'm calling for the trio cutting the way
Yeah.
in.
nothing yet. Getting closer.
I try yelling back at the voice. So, what's wrong? You stuck?
Yes, I'm stuck. Ow!
So a couple more minutes go by. Do you do anything besides just stay on your horse by Drenera there?
Yep, no, just stay right
Okay.
there.
Talk.
I'm going to guard against any squirrels attacking us from behind.
On the west side of the road.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And Karn had made Drenera go over to the west side of the road, so you're on the west side of the road as well.
And I'm also
made sure
ready
she did so.
to craft some sort of illusion
Okay.
or throw a dagger
Okay.
if need be.
Like a coiled spring ready to let loose.
Yeah.
Okay. So a few more minutes go by. They hack in. You guys are having trouble seeing them now because they're a good 30 feet in there and kind of curved a little bit to the north. So you can see Farhad, but you can't see the other two now because of the way it curved north. Farhad, you still have your bow in hand?
Yeah,
Okay. Have you knocked an arrow or just have it at the ready?
arrow in hand, but not knocked.
Okay. And finally, you break through, and there's a small clearing. It's clearing's maybe too strong a word. There's a brief opening, all this foliage of about maybe
A tree
10
fell
10
over.
feet by 15 feet. And there's a stump of a tree, just a few feet high, that's been chopped off. And it's got a big split in it. And there's a shape hunched over it in a really dirty cloak that's got moss and stuff growing on it, and a long tube coming from what looks like about the head into the crack in the stump. And sure enough, you see there's a pair of eyes right above that tube sticking in, and the tube's about that long, and the three of you who are there realize that's some sort of reddish brown nose about that long stuck in the tree stump.
Come closer. I got my nose stuck. I got in wood here and got it caught in the crack. Help me. Ow.
How did you get your nose stuck in a tree?
I was cutting the wood. Ow, you just get me out of here.
I would be happy to get you out of there.
Karn looks disappointed, but on guard.
The phrase "jump the shark" springs to mind.
What's a shark?
Is there
No,
a way
just-
to get you out of there without
just
hurting you
what?
further?
Yeah, my hatch.
And you see there on the ground, covered in moss and kind of overgrown, is a small rusted hatchet.
I'm so glad you're here.
But out of
So
reach.
long. Ow, get me out.
I'm gonna go over there and grab that hatchet and hand it to him.
Okay. You hand the hatchet to the person.
Yeah.
Okay. Take the angle is problematic.
I'm gonna hurt us. Pry it open. Hands the axe back to you.
All right. I'll take the hatchet back and try to pry it open.
How so? How do you do that?
By putting the blade in the hole, the gap,
The crack, yeah.
and then using levering it to
All right.
twist the blade.
Roll your strength.
I think you're putting yourself into a dangerous position there. You should have a contract.
You're not there.
To protect you from
You're
liability.
not there. You're not there.
Meta damage. It's worse than pun damage.
What was that?
11 of 16.
All right. So take some effort with this little hatchet to pry this pretty good sized trunk, but you start prying on it and you start.
Ow!
and pop, with a little pop sound. Definitely the nose comes popping out and upright again, like this long reddish brown thing, and you see it's this gnarled old woman, but she's actually got moss growing on the nose and everything, little beady eyes, and just a jutting little chin with moss on the edge of the chin. But it looks like a really gnarled old lady, but with like moss on her.
Oh, thank you. I don't know who you are, you're my heroes.
She's about 5 feet tall.
I've been here so long. I haven't had anything to eat or drink forever. And it's just so good to come out. Who are you?
Karn's looking at Moisha.
I'm Ferhot Guerion. I'm a simple merchant of weaving and weaving byproducts. We're just traveling on our way, and when we heard someone in distress, especially on this side of the road, we thought there may be somebody who needed help immediately.
Thank you. It's been so long here. Just starving, you know what I mean? But yes, thank you very much, Farhad. And who's your friends?
This is Moisha, and
Karn does a but too late as you.
Sir Karn says it's a knife, but I've only really seen him do one thing. He killed a bird once.
Karn, nice to meet you.
And what was your name?
I think I have a name. I don't.
Your name, because names are power.
I know.
Okay.
Listen, you can call me Granny. Granny, that's a good one, yes.
Well, Granny, I've got some rations here. I pulled out some of my dry rations. You're hungry?
So as soon as you put it out, like hands dart out, little gnarled hands dart out faster than you can see, and grab it and are scarfing it down her mouth, just really, really fast and very quickly. You almost felt like you were going to lose a hand in the process, but was super fast. And Karn was like jumped a little with the sword, and Moisha jumped a little bit too.
Oh, wait,
The
let me show you how
motion
to
was so
open the
quick.
package. Oh, okay, never mind.
No. Thank you.
Hey, what'd you guys find up in there?
An old lady.
You have more friends?
Sort
Who are
of.
they?
Do you live nearby? Can we escort you to your home or take you to a nearby town? We hear there's a war going on in the north, so it may not be safe that direction.
Oh,
Old lady.
very, very kind of you. But now that I'm out of the log, I can find my way.
Oh, I bet you it is a witch. See, witch, told you.
That's a horrible word.
He's
Can-
not there.
Oh, yeah, you're
Yeah,
that far
we
away.
were-
That's them back on the
He's
road.
chatting with us
Yeah,
quietly.
that didn't happen.
So you're trying to get to the north, you said?
Yes, trying to get through the lands of the Northronders and the Centaurs and the Wood Elves. We want to get past that area, but it seems like there's a bit of a kerfuffle.
I see. And you're probably going to get lost. I mean, have you been here before? Do you know your way around?
Well, there's a road. We're just taking the road.
But what if you have to go off the road?
Well, the only reason we'd go off the road is to help somebody in need, such as yourself.
We might not be able to get through the Wood Elves gate.
He has a point. Like my nose, he's got a point. You know, I think I can help you.
You could help us? We would love to take your help.
You've been so kind, and you even fed me. I really, really appreciate that. I have a map. It's a special map. Here you go.
Holds out this wound up vellum, battered and moss covered, rolled up. Holds it out to you.
Looks like it's wrapped in
Faster
bark.
than your eyes can see, I snatched the map.
Touche. Roll your dex check on that.
7. I thought it was a 1. I was super
Okay, so very quickly, maybe not faster than Karn and Moisha and the old lady could see, but impressively fast, you grab it.
Very good, very good.
Do you look at it? You okay, you roll it out, and it's blank on both sides.
I don't think I can read this map. You said it's a special map?
Yes, you have to ask it where you want to go. You ask it, and it tells you how to get there.
It's a scroll of instant death.
It's gonna activate it soon.
When
So, if I asked it, how do I get to Iridia, it will tell me.
Well, not every place, just important places, and where sometimes when it thinks you need to know. But you might try Iridia.
How can I get to Iridia? The special formats? How do I...
You have to be very, very polite.
Ah! Does this map have a name?
No, maps don't have names.
All right. Oh, great and glorious map. How do I get to my grandfather's house in far-off Iridia?
nothing happens at first, then you see a small compass appear, like painted onto the map, and slowly reveals, and you see a little roadway that goes back down south and up over the pass and slowly wends its way through the Iridian Desert, and sure enough eventually shows the directions to your grandfather's place, which is north of the Iridian, up in the High Elf lands.
That is not a grandfather I was expecting.
Well, you should have specified.
Yes, I understand. It's quite a boon you've given us. Thank you so very much. And Granny, you said?
Yeah, Granny. You can call me Granny. Or Sweetums.
I am count myself lucky to have met you this day.
She then kind of turns around and fairly nimbly, although still acting with a little hitch to the step, goes into the woods. And then you hear her bump into something and call out,
Ow, my nose!
and then continues on into the woods. What do you do?
Turn around and get out of there.
Okay. Karn looks totally crestfallen. As you guys come on out, Moisha just looks like Moisha. Nothing else really happened. At least I'm alive today. But Karn, who was kind of like lively step going into there, comes. He's kind of like slowly putting his sword back, and he looks just. I mean, again, it's very slight with him, right? Because he's so military proper and everything. But now you've gotten to know him long enough, you can see a slight bowing of his shoulders and his head. He looks crestfallen as he comes out of the woods. Looks totally disappointed.
So what happened?
And you see Farhad come out with a is it rolled up or still open?
Roll it up as I went out.
Okay, you see him rolling up some sort of vellum or something as he comes out.
What is that?
Was
What
it a
happened?
witch?
There was an old woman trapped in a tree.
Yeah.
Karn was quite
Witch.
disappointed because he didn't get to kill her. And so she was easy prey, but not an enemy. So,
No, seriously. What did you see over there? What happened?
well, I got her out of the tree very, very bravely, using the strength of Cord. Have you tried Cord? You should try Cord because he's very strong.
He is.
Gave me some of his strength to I opened a tree.
Ask your doctor about cord. See if cord's right for you.
And as a thank you, she gave me a map of the lands that we're going to. So, if we get lost on the way, we can just refer to the map, and that will take us where we're going.
Oh, wow. That's super lucky.
She just happened to have a map to the place where we're going.
See, Cord smiles upon us.
She had a map to everywhere anyone would ever go.
Is it magical?
Pull the other one.
It could be magical. It could be just a technology beyond my ken. Sufficiently advanced technology seems like magic to anyone. A weaving loom seems like witchcraft to a caveman.
What's a caveman?
Have you ever seen a cave?
Yes.
Have you seen a man?
Yes.
Imagine one in a cave.
I've seen men in caves. I grew up in a mine.
Caveman.
Many of you have been in caves fairly recently.
You're a caveman. Well, you're a cave gnome.
So you
Farhad.
met a witch, done her a favor, and got yourself some magic map. Yep.
I wouldn't call her a
Heroes.
witch. I would call her a woodsman, an elderly female woodsman.
Woods woman.
So
Woods person.
as Karn's mounting back up on his horse, and Janera's, whispers to him, "What's wrong?" "Did you mention the part about her nose and that you gave her our names?"
Oh yes, her nose was full 2 cubits long.
Okay, now I know you're making this up.
He's not.
She was covered in moss mostly. I imagine she's not probably entirely human. Could
And
have been
you
a-
gave her our names.
Well, what does that mean? Oh, is this like them fairy folk that get power over you to have their names? Was she a fairy folk?
Did you all eat mushrooms or something while you're in there? did you lick any sort of toad? Or something weird like that? I mean, you shouldn't lick toads.
He's
Farhad,
not making this up.
Yes.
I would like to see your map tomorrow morning.
Fantastic. That's fair and reasonable.
Why
What shall
not?
I get in exchange?
Why not right now?
I don't have spells for it right
Contract
now.
opportunity. He just said, "Let's make a contract about it."
I just want to look at it. Make sure it's not cursed. So you don't die.
Ah. In that case, I would like you to teach me.
I'm either going to help you not die, or you can carry around a cursed magical map.
So
all
they
right, in the
still can't
morning,
hear
I'll
Joe.
let you know. If it's not,
Dan, he can't hear
then,
Joe.
lost the opportunity.
I can't turn it
I
off.
mean, is that really a contract? It's more like a wager.
A wager's a contract. Usually a verbal contract, but
Oh man,
Joe,
It's like
keep having
a story.
dialogue. We're trying to fix your audio.
this is kind of like one of the stories you hear about. Got help a witch, get us a magic map just when we need it, so we can get through this tricky bit of wood ride, so we can get on the other side safe and sound.
or
I like to think that this gentle, kindly old woman in the forest was a harbinger of cord. I think the cord brought her into our path.
You said you had to use your strength, right? You had to rip open a tree.
She needed the strength of cord to escape from a tree.
Oh,
No one
obviously.
else but Cord could have done that. Put her in our path. This is a good sign that we have chosen the right religion.
Oh man, it's so nice having a god that's real.
Way better than all of those made-up gods.
Yeah, I wonder why people do that to themselves when they could just go find themselves a real god.
It was easy enough. We weren't even looking and we found one.
Well, praise on be the cord. Man.
Praise to Cord.
well, sometimes people just go wandering in the woods and they just trip over a god. They're kind of everywhere.
Cord is strong and his muscles are wise. He punches the wisdom into all of the world. He lifts up our brains and makes us wise with the lifting legs, but never with his back. If he lifts with his back, he'll hurt his back. Even though he's very strong, he uses his legs. He squats all the time and he lifts us up and he punches wisdom into fools.
Nicely done. All right.
I
This
wish
is
I could
Cord, and I
rap.
approve this message.
So, are you guys getting going on the trail here, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you continue on. The rest of the day goes through uneventfully. And that night is much like the night before, except that you're not able to find anywhere except to camp. So you just camp on the west side of the road. Basically, there's nowhere else to camp, unfortunately.
I make sure I love my animals
Okay?
and whittle more caltrops.
Okay. So same experience with, do you guys make fires? Karn's recommending a fire.
You make a fire.
Okay. So makes a pretty big one since there's as much room here. So you see the eyes, reflecting, but very similar experience to before. No gout of flame this time, though. But at one point, the moon came out from some of the clouds, and during the second watch, so that was with Torn and Farhad, something huge, when the moon was coming over the mountains, briefly blocked out the entire moon with its wings.
She'll be blocking out the moon when she comes.
So at one point, you kind of looked at each other in moonlight, and the moonlight blinked out, and you looked up, and you saw kind of wing shapes pass over the moon.
You think that's a dragon? I bet that's a
It
dragon.
was way off in the distance, though. It looked more bird-like.
Oh, that's one of them stones.
Farhad,
you
this
mean-
is a watch with you.
Do you mean a rock?
Yeah, the big birds. They're like bigger than like anything you'd ever seen before.
That very well could be. But I have never seen one, so I don't really know about that.
I ain't never seen one either. I didn't think lots of things were real.
Other than that, the rest of the night is uneventful. It's the next day. Clouds are rolling in thicker. It's smelling like snow again. It's still fairly warm in here, though, in the woods. Remember when you came into the woods, it kind of warmed up quite a bit. But it's starting to smell like another snowstorm's coming from the north. You guys get through about midway through the afternoon when you hear up to
Wait.
Yes, go
In the
ahead.
morning,
Yes.
I'm going to look at the map.
Oh, yes, let's do morning rituals and everything. Make sure everybody checks off their list. Okay,
Push.
go ahead,
Power
River. So you guys are breaking camp, doing your thing that morning.
I will use know history and read magic. Well, first I'm going to use
Well,
know.
first you have to
Yeah,
talk to him
yeah.
before you do any of
Yeah.
that. Unless you want to try to sneak thief his
Yeah.
map away from him.
I don't think that works on a
Face or
date.
thief?
Yeah.
River, you have until I'm done doing my worship to take a look at the map.
Okay. And so I take it, and I'm first going to cast know history on it.
How much information does that give you?
So reveals the common name. No, reveals the common name, background, lineage, and deeds of the item. So, let me. If no, that's character. Where'd it go? Let's just. So I'll cast on an object. It reveals the specific name of the item, if it has one, any notable deeds it was used in, and the name of its maker.
And that's even on magical items, not just regular items.
Yeah, it talks about.
Just want to make sure I don't give away too much. I've got the info, but I want to make sure I don't give
It
away
won't
too much.
tell, reveal secret identities, presence of magic, or magical abilities, or character alignment.
So it won't reveal magical abilities.
Yeah, so it won't tell magical info, but it can tell, like, craftsmanship info.
Yes.
Okay. From what you can gather, it's definitely made by a combination of a wizard whose name you don't know, and apparently a bunch of cartographers' lives.
Wait, cartographers' lives?
Lives went into it.
Just a little piece of their soul.
Well, that's kind of a magical overlap, but that's the little bit you got this weird info. It's a little confusing. It's not entirely clear what that means. Did they spend their life creating the maps? Did it literally take their life? You can't quite figure it out. But yeah, and you do get like the names of 30 different cartographers,
Okay,
which
so
you don't know any of them, but
30.
For some reason, this map's name is John, Bill, Jeremy,
First,
Stephen,
and then there's
Rashad.
a wizard.
yeah, unknown wizard's name, and that apparently the most notable owner was somebody going by the alias of the Mountain King. And something to do with a town or city called Nortport.
And so
So the most notable
owner is a
and then
Mountain
something
King.
to do, something significant about the town of Northport, but you don't know what exactly.
And does it indeed not have a name?
It doesn't have a name.
There's
no name.
There's maps of such and such a place, but when do maps have a name?
When
This
they're
is my map,
Modders.
Gerald. Right?
When they're magic maps?
Maybe. That's up to the wizard if they want to name it. So,
The Mercator projection kind of has a name.
What's that, Joe?
The Mercator projection kind of has a name.
Yeah.
And the Butterfly projection kind of has a name.
It depends on the wizard. The wizard's very scientific. It might be map number 235 or something.
Very scientific.
That's still a name.
Yeah, but no name is revealed.
And then, is there like stuff like magic, anything that like runes that could be read off of it? To
No, it looks like just a plain piece. We gave you a plain piece of vellum.
Okay.
Kind of weathered, a little overgrown with moss here and
Okay.
there.
Did the map that I revealed stay on it, or did it clear?
It's clear.
It's cleared. Okay. I think. So sure.
And he hasn't told you how to use it at this point, unless you guys roleplay that.
Yeah.
Ask Pyro if that audio is better on his end too. Talk, what are you doing? Morning ritual here.
He just, gets himself up and dressed and packs his stuff and eats.
All right.
Not much of a morning person.
And River's been staring intently at this blank piece of vellum.
How big is that? About this wide?
It's about it's half the size of quarter the size of the battle map. So
I look over her shoulder.
Roughly square.
It does not have a grid on it.
No grid. Yeah, it's just a blank piece of
Farhad,
vellum.
I think your map's broken.
She's going to focus on her home, the shrine that she's from, and see if it will reveal itself by thinking while holding it, or if she has.
Yeah.
Then she's going to play around with trying to say it out loud.
Are you doing about curse or anything?
Well, I can detect magic, which will just show me that it's
That just
magic.
That doesn't tell you if it's cursed or not.
Yeah, I don't have
Detect
any.
curse is a specific spell.
Yeah, I don't have the ability to detect
So you were
curse,
bluffing on how much you get help. Beautiful. Bonus XP there.
No.
Nicely done.
You've been had.
All right, so you're willing it to. You're trying to think of.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of trying out different ways to get something to appear, whether it's
you need to
thinking.
Tell me what those are, the things that you do.
So she's gonna first start by trying to concentrate on she's gonna just choose the same location.
So
each
Talk
time.
comes up looking over your shoulder while you're doing that.
And then she'll say.
It says your map's broken, Farhad.
She'll say, "Show me."
Farhad's busy working.
The Shrine of Ryujin.
Okay, nothing happens.
Please show me the way to the Shrine of Ryujin.
Nothing happens.
What else could you try?
I'm going to cast Detect Illusion on it.
Okay, so he starts chanting over your shoulder as you're crouched there.
He's gonna help. He's gonna help.
Sure.
I don't care.
All right. You said detect illusion.
Layers upon layers upon layers.
Yeah,
that's kind of open to interpretation.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Nested illusions.
And at the end of it all, the screams.
I imagine that you could interpret that the maps when they appear are illusions. So it would have illusionary spells in it, even if there are no map currently. If it were illusionary based.
She's gonna say, "Magic map, please show me the way to the Shrine of Ryujin."
Okay. Nothing happens.
Maybe ask for something from.
As far as detect illusion, not.
It's like on.
It's not really an illusion.
It's like on the border. It's like. So
it's not an illusion. It's from actual content. It's not an illusion.
Well, most of my illusions are based on actual content.
Image.
No, but I mean, it was imbued with actual content.
Did somebody actually draw it on it?
Sort of, after a fashion.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
it's not,
Anyway,
not really
it was
an
worth-
illusion.
it was worth-
Yeah,
What were
so,
you
yeah,
gonna
so
say
you don't detect
to-
illusion. I guess the only illusion you detect is that it's not blank. Instead, you detect like there's a lot there, but you can't see what it is. But so there is the illusion of it making it look blank. That would be an illusion.
Okay.
Dispel illusion.
Taco's gonna
It's
say
just-
something
it's
to
just
River
black.
of what to try, but then you didn't finish it.
Yeah. Try something in these lands.
Okay.
This map might not have might not have been made from anybody that knew anything about your land.
Maybe. Map, please show me the way to Camelot.
Nothing happens.
Nope. I do not know how to make this map appear. I don't have anything else to do. I can.
I'm going to cast 2D illusion.
On the map? Because you know the path to Camelot?
No, I'm
No.
going to cast 2D illusion, so right in front of her. I'm going to step back a little bit so she doesn't
Okay.
necessarily hear. And
Alright.
I'm going to have a line start appearing.
Okay.
Uh,
All right.
and start moving around.
Now they get a saving throw, right?
Yeah.
Okay, roll your saving throw versus spells.
Okay.
So you see a line start appearing on the map.
1. I know
That's-
12 is my.
Same throws its effect.
Is it supposed to be
Right, no, you need to roll above.
above?
it.
Yeah,
So
that's what I
saving throw
thought.
above, yeah.
I'm.
So you rolled a natural 1.
Yes.
There it is! It's working!
So I make the line start wiggling around, like looking like it's a path, and then it ends up spelling "Hi River."
I look over at you.
At that point, yes. He's grinning at you.
I know a natural one.
Ha ha.
Do you want to make Farhad's magical map work?
As long as Farhad knows how to make it work.
I don't know if I trust Farhad.
Whoa! Starting to come out now.
Torin, that's amazing. You've done 10 correct push-ups in a row. Good job.
By the power of cord. High fives.
She'll cast detect
He
magic.
does a one-armed push-up and gives you a high five.
She doesn't know what to do. She's just gonna
Yeah.
cast detect magic anyways.
Okay.
I only have a 10%. I have 10% chance per level that I can know the magic involved.
All right, roll percentile. And you're what, 3rd level?
Nope, just level 2.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
20% chance.
All right.
Better than 0.
84.
Okay. Not so lucky this time. Lots of magic, though. You're like,
Yes.
whoa, there's a lot of magic there.
It's like, my eyes.
Yeah.
It's clearly magical. Okay.
Yes. But how it all works, what kind, all that, you don't know. It's just a noise in your head of, oh my goodness, there's a lot of magic there.
Well, there's 30 different cartographers.
Yeah, you got that much info.
Yeah.
Somehow the lives of 30 different cartographers.
Well,
That's-
from what
This
I
is
can
weird
tell,
map.
it seems that there's a lot of maps on here, and it uses it uses an element of illusions to hide all of them except the one you're using, or all of them if it's blank.
The lives of 30 cartographers went into making this map. I'm not sure if that means they died making this map or just their work they spent their whole lives on making it, or a wizard put 30 cartographers' souls in here. But it is very...
Or it was their life's work.
Yes, or that combined with a wizard.
It's probably cursed and evil.
Yep.
Better
let Farhad handle it.
998, 999, 1,000.
1,000. All right, you're done. You're done, Farhad.
Actually, I think
You're all bumped up.
So, River,
I think
going to
Torin
kill
would
me.
probably buy that.
Wait,
course,
I
power
can't
forward.
hear what Farhad is saying. Can you repeat that?
is the map going to kill us?
It will not kill those of us not handling it.
Actually,
But it was pretty cool, wasn't it?
it might kill you
Let
if
me
you're a cartographer.
Yes, that it might kill you. I've learned a little bit about it, but
So if we
You
need a
should-
cartographer we don't like, we can hand it to him and see if he gets sucked inside or something.
that would be something to try.
Farhad opens it up and says, "Oh, great and glorious map. Show me the path to River's childhood home."
Nothing happens.
Well, the map thinks that we shouldn't go there. Your home is probably not interesting to the map. Puts it away. He told me where to find my grandfather, though, and that's kind of weird.
Interesting.
Man, how does he even know who your grandfather is? How does he know those things?
That's a great question.
I would like to see
find-
something actually appear on this piece of paper.
Actually,
Pardon?
I'm a little bit more concerned that that some cartographer had specifically made a map to your grandfather's house. Do
I
lots
don't
of people
understand
go to
why
your
that's
grandfather's
weird.
house?
What was that, Joe?
Sorry.
I don't understand why that's weird.
Oh, can I try something? I want to try something.
Yes, be very respectful. Be very kind. Remember, it is the map who is showing you something that you greatly desire. So treat it well.
Oh, I know. Magic map. Oh, great magic map. Can you tell us where the cave of all the magic weapons is supposed to be hidden? That we're supposed to only find out after we get to the Oracle? Maybe we would find out before we get there and have magic weapons, so if there's any trouble at the Oracle, we fight our way through it.
Nothing happens, but you feel the map trying to curl itself. You just feel this tension, like it's trying to roll itself.
A question mark appears on the map.
No, it's not a question mark.
A never-ending hourglass. just keep loading. Loading.
No, it's the color wheel. Just look circles.
Access to identify.
What's that?
Identify is not knowing until it's spelled.
Yeah. Too bad, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was worth a shot.
May I give it a shot, please?
Sure.
Don't shoot it.
Some voice out of the woods. Someone says.
What was that?
Yeah. No, didn't happen. Anyway, go ahead. It was just comments from the peanut gallery.
Map. If you are a truly powerful map, as you very much seem to be, could you show me the way to the land I was born in?
So
Very much,
keep in
please.
mind, none of you saw the map in operation.
Mm-hmm.
This is Farhad's word claiming that this piece of vellum actually does anything.
Oh, I know, but
Okay, so
but this is
with that in mind,
this is his life.
with that in
goal
mind,
here.
I understand. Nothing happens.
That's worth a shot.
Well, I guess the map is very adamant about where we ought to go. Off to the realms of the High Elves.
And okay.
Wait a moment.
Which when it showed you that meant going back down south and over the pass and through the desert and all of that.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
Wait a moment. Could Karn or Moisha give it a shot?
I think
Try
we
and use
wasted
this
enough
map?
time. We should get back on the road.
Yeah, I bet only Farhad can.
Karn's already on horse waiting to go.
Moisha, will you try to use
is
this
it?
map?
I don't know. I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I bet you because it is the account that Farhad
Are you
saved
able
the
to
witch.
tell if it had a curse river?
I am not 100% sure if it's cursed or not.
No, I'm not going to touch it then.
Karn,
Yes, what is it?
would you try using this map? None of us seem to be able to get it to work except Farhad. And you said that Farhad gave the woman that gave you the map all of your names. I was wondering if perhaps it only works for people who she has a name of. Names are powerful.
Well, this is what I know about the map. The lives of 30 cartographers and an unknown wizard went into making it. Its most notable owner is the Mountain King, and it has something to
The
do...
Mountain King?
Yes.
And 30 lives?
It doesn't specify... The spell did not specify exactly.
The Mountain King is evil.
Who's the Mountain King? What king is he a mountain of?
And it has to do something with the town of Nortport.
You see Karn perk up a little bit with that. I know that place. That's the most northern town in all of this continent.
Okay.
The stories of the Mountain King were across the canyon from the Jotunheimer.
Those in
And
Gaia
the
tribe.
Jotunheim were afraid of the Mountain King.
Gold.
Who is the Mountain King?
Supposed to be a giant made of stone.
Well, he was an owner of this map at one point.
Can't be in the sunlight, or else it would turn back to stone. These are, of course, fairy tales, but where we are now.
Oh, you think he'll give us a big reward if we return his map to him?
I
wonder how
don't
you
think
use it.
I
It's so
want to
small,
meet
isn't it?
the
No.
mountain.
Really hard.
Now,
to
just
see.
because, well, I mean, evil people often own evil magic items, but not necessarily every magic item they own would be evil if they, took it from a good person, So
They were
that means it
just
could be evil or it could be good.
the most notable
or
owner
neutral.
of this at one
I'll
time.
try it.
Okay.
If that's okay with you, Farhad.
Oh, absolutely. Give it a whirl.
He rides his horse over to you and takes it and unravels it. Map, would you please show me the way to the Druid's Gate? Nothing happened. Pulls it back.
Very well. Farhad opens it up.
Okay.
Okay, map. I apologize for passing you around like a party novelty. It's important. We need to get to the Oracle the swiftest and safest way possible. Please show us that path.
You feel a little warm tingling in your hands, like kind of a reassuring tingling. But that's about all that happens.
Or it's sucking your soul out by contact. One of the two.
Well, the map's not angry, but it's not going to show us the way to the Oracle.
That would be cheating.
It did show me a path. Right when I got it from the old woman, I asked it to show me where my grandfather's house was. Just to see if it worked, because I know where my grandfather's house is. It's in Iridia. It's a fairly nice house in not a very nice neighborhood. But it did not show me the way to that house.
Which grandfather?
Right. It did not show me the way to that house.
Yeah.
It showed me
It went a bit
path
north of there.
back down south to the pass,
Yep.
over the mountains into Iridia, then far north of Iridia into the High Elves' lands. There's a chance that maybe that is the best place for us to go. The High Elves are wise. They are powerful, and apparently I know one. Or we can fight our way through giant Vikings, horse people, and racist elves.
But we have to be in a hurry, right? I mean, I don't think we can go south with the Mordred army, because...
So, and you can see Karn, like, he's kind of circling his horse now impatiently,
Yeah.
waiting to go.
Load up.
Okay.
We can maybe experiment with it a little bit more when we camp next.
Yes.
We should be on our way.
Well, maybe it's one of those things got hold up to the light of the moon to, like, recharge its magic or something.
There are moon letters here, see? All right, you guys get going?
Yep.
Get going.
All right, so you travel for the day. Around noonish, you're stopping for a break. And Farhad, you probably have the most sensitive ears, right?
Probably.
You faintly hear off in the distance what you think is very, it's a ways away, but it sounds like drums. Just dum 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 dum.
Okay.
Dum dum dum.
Drums from the deep.
Hark, hold. I believe I can hear drums.
Can I try
Ahead.
to I can do the listening check? Does that work in this situation? For my thief skills?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay. All right, go ahead, Farhad.
Sounds like drums. Can I locate them?
Somewhere north, that's about all you can make out. It's very,
Yeah.
very faint.
15%.
There's drums ahead of us.
Someone's playing Jumanji.
I think that's us.
Yeah.
They're actually summoning you guys.
So Karn,
Oh.
Karn listens, and what do? You listen. River.
I try to listen.
Okay.
I'll listen.
Okay. So everybody stops and listens. You hear
Yeah.
all the animal sounds on both sides and the creature sounds and such, and you can't make out
Yeah,
drums.
I don't hear nothing.
Well, they get louder as we go further.
You get going?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure enough, yep.
How many days was it to the druids?
Between 4 to 7 days, depending upon speed you guys go at.
And the druids was before we were supposed to reach the wood elf gate,
Yes.
the wood elf lands.
Yes.
And what has it been, 3 days?
Yes, this is your
Okay.
third day. And you're also in a little bit of a hurry because you know that the end of the month is coming and their celebration begins, which means their gates will be closed for 3 days.
Okay.
If you get there at the beginning of the celebration, then they'll at least let you in. If you get there after they've started, you may be stuck outside the gates for 3 days or have to go around through the Infernium.
Can you go around the other side?
You can try.
Well, this is in fairyland time where their 3 days equals a month on our side.
30 years.
Timey-wimey. So, sure enough, as you travel north, all of you, one by one, start to be able to hear over your hooves and such. You can start hearing the sound of the drums. And you realize they're not in one location, and they all are on the east side. And some are farther north, and some are farther east, and at some point every now and then you hear some to the south. They seem to be kind of answering or talking to each other.
Well,
Orcish war drums?
there's good
Orcish
news
war
and
drums?
bad news. Good news, Farhad, the drumming is not part of a drive you mad curse that came with the map. The bad news is that seems to be some sort of communication long distance, like the like that bonfire code we saw Mordred's people using.
Is
With
it?
sound?
Oh yeah. Now back in the hills, we used to whistle across the hills all the time. It's kind of nice. It's like, hey, what's for dinner? It's like, oh, it's gonna be bean stew again. It's like, oh man, I don't want bean stew. Could we have something else? Maybe some pheasant.
While he's jabbering on, you also pick up a new sound. It's a really strange kind of way off of somewhere to the northeast. It's just a very odd sound.
Someone's buffing the
Very
floor.
alien.
One of those little whirligigs.
Yeah, but your characters are not familiar with that, so.
You've never heard of a bull roar. or bulls that roar.
So that happens here and there. About 3 in the afternoon, all of a sudden, all the drumming and strange humming sounds just suddenly stop. They were getting pretty loud before they did.
The drum stopping can only mean one of two things: good news or bad news.
Yes,
So-
I concur with that.
It's common knowledge that the orcs and like goblins and other like greenskin races were driven into the Infirmary, right?
Among many others.
All right.
Many
I know there's
others.
lots of monsters, but they're like sentient races, like okay.
Yep. It was all creatures for themselves that were driven out of Regnum Sapientium. There were many, many, many kinds. But they were all the ones that were not considered appropriate to be in Regnum Sapientium. And the Northrons and Centaurs and Wood Elves didn't want either from the north. So they all got kind of stuffed into this area. So, bit by bit, through decades of warfare. And magic and things like that. So
That sounds like a great idea.
what could possibly go wrong?
Just shove. That sounds like the worst idea for a reality show. We've taken 10,000 evil magical beings and crammed them into a 10-mile square radius.
10,000 square radius to 1,000 square feet miles. Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah. All right. What do you guys do when it suddenly goes quiet and Farhad says that? You say that.
How much daylight's left, by the way?
3 in the afternoon, so about 2 hours left of, about an hour and a half of actual daylight, and another half hour of dusk.
Don't you love winter?
Yeah, going north.
So you think maybe we should, tamp out the fires and focus it on the west side real early?
Haven't found any good places to camp yet.
We should try and.
Still got a few hours of daylight though.
We should try and speed up and try and get to the Druid's Gate faster. I think the magical wards on this road might work for the beasts, but might not work so well for things that can talk.
Well, I mean, we ain't gonna get there if we just
Still
ride hard
riding
through the
along,
night.
but, yeah.
Maybe we should just, cut into the brush and.
And you haven't been able to
ourselves-
see the mountains for the last couple hours too, because they're covered in thick clouds now. The clouds are getting thicker and smelling more like snow.
That's better than sulfur.
Farhad pulls out the map.
Okay.
Hey there, map, old chum.
You feel a warm tingle go through your hands.
Thank you for riding with us. Is there a good place for us to sleep tonight?
You look, and nothing happens.
Is there a bad place for us to sleep tonight?
You look and wait, and nothing happens.
Oh, great and glorious map. Show me the way. That's it. Just show me the way.
Show me the way. Take me to the night.
Okay,
To the
Matt's
river
gonna
and wash
start
me
talking
in.
to him.
All right. Well, I can tell you're in a bit of a mood. Puts it back away.
Okay. So, about 15 minutes later, about half an hour after the drums stopped, Moisha is up ahead, and Farhad, you see him signal to stop. Then he gestures for you. He points to you and hurriedly, excitedly, without shouting.
I ride up.
Okay, as you catch up, you can now see around the bend in the road, and you see up on the road are about 20 humanoids, people in all sorts of different types of thick animal furs, bear skins, wolf skins, etc., across the road, all the way across, in an aggressive stance, legs wide, primitive weapons in their hands, like clubs, spears, but and in the daylight, looks like they might just be flint tipped, not steel or bronze tipped or anything like that. But they've clearly blocked the path in a very aggressive way, and you can hear them grunting to each other in unrecognizable language.
Okay.
They're about 100 feet away from where you are.
Okay. 20?
20. All male, look all male and look pretty good, sturdy. Not really tall, maybe all about 5 feet or so, but sturdy build, very strong build.
Okay. I'm going to dismount.
Okay.
And start walking towards them.
Okay.
Arms wide.
Okay.
Like hands open.
One of them comes from the rear and walks forward, has a club hanging by a thong, puts his hands out as well with the club hanging by a thong, and walks towards you, but with legs like wide, like exaggerated, walking towards you.
Right.
And is looking very aggressive, not friendly.
Greetings,
he's
friends.
acting like it looks like you've challenged him.
Okay. Greetings, friends. Do you speak the common tongue?
You hear Moisha as you were ahead, and I was like, "I'm going to get the others." And he wheels around to go get the others. Now you can see a very thick, pronounced brow, large and incisor teeth, yellowed and nasty, through the thick hair and such.
Translation: come at me, bro.
Like those men you see in a cave.
Subtitles appear.
That was very funny. You guys were having that discussion. I was like, "Oh man!" So he's coming at you just very wide. He's getting himself psyched up.
Does he appear? He came from the back. Does
Yes.
he? Is there any other indication that he might be high status?
No, if anything, I mean, it's hard to tell, but his furs look a little more bedraggled than some of the others.
Okay. So he just came from the back.
Lots of scars. He is heavily scarred.
Well, I'm terribly scarred right now too. I'm afraid of them twin little monsters.
He ain't scarred.
Yeah. Is there any chance that we can negotiate some sort of travel arrangement?
He's coming at you.
Pull off my bow and then knock an arrow. Roll for initiative.
Okay. Pull out bow. Okay.
Yeah.
As soon as you pull out your bow, he then grabs his club and then breaks into a full run heading for you.
Sure.
Still got a little ways to go. So you pull out your bow, knock an arrow, and go ahead and roll.
Yeah. I'm just gonna put one in him.
Well, you're going to try to put one in it.
18.
All right. Right GM screen here. That won't be very useful to use the GM screen. You laser blast him and incinerate him into a pile of ash.
Actually, no, that sounds great. Why don't we use that?
Yeah. Well, because somebody will
through
pull
him.
all 20 grenade pins simultaneously.
Probably.
Probably.
By the way,
Yes, I saw that. That's why I was
Farhad, you
debating
should have
whether
wrestled
to...
him to the ground with some pretty.
All right,
very
so you
dominant.
thunk one right into his belly. Roll damage.
4. There's no damage adjustment for arrows.
Unless there's magic or something, yeah.
Right.
All right.
So 4.
So thunk it into his belly. Doesn't even slow down. But he's still got to close the distance. So you get a second. So you've got a choice now because he is going to be on top of you shortly.
Okay.
Either enough time to drop your bow and prepare to defend yourself or run, or take a shot and then he'll be right on top of you.
All right.
Take your second shot or not.
I'm going to drop my bow and pull out my sword.
All right. So just as you're barely getting the sword pulled out, he is on you. And he first takes a swing, but he's also just charging you with his mass of his body. So he's coming at you and swinging at you. What's your current armor class?
4. Yeah, 4.
All right.
You got chain on
Easily smashes you with his club for 6 hit points of damage. Comes smashing down on your shoulder, and then barrels into you. Roll your dex.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Out of 18.
Yeah, bowls you over completely, so he's on top of your chest, and raising his club up to smash your head in. So at this point, Moisha comes running back. We need help. We need help. There's 20 different humanoids. I think they're attacking Farhad. All of you, come. We need to help him.
And we're off.
Okay,
I'll
yeah.
get there just in time to see his
Karn,
brains bashed in.
grabs a lance off of the pack horse and grabs his shield and just whips his horse into a full gallop. Starts just thundering down the road.
I go and like fumble the sword at my hip and try to.
Okay. What do you do with the pack horse?
What do I do with the pack horse?
Uh-huh.
What do we do with the pack horse?
River?
River goes and tries to just follow his card, I guess, yeah.
I think. Did River have the other pack horse?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So-
I guess she's just gonna go as
Okay.
quickly as she can with.
Karn handed the reins of the horse they were carrying to Dranera, and Dranera is tying the pack horse to one of the trees on the west side.
Yeah.
Just as an idea, but
Okay.
No.
so River, you're kind of you want to go, but you're kind of hesitating. Then you
Yeah,
see
so
Dranera
like
goes
I have to
Karn,
do,
yes.
yeah. So
I charge on my pony.
Okay, you're lagging a little behind. But you get it going full speed. All right, and we are going to leave it there, because it's the end of the show for now. But we'll be back again next week. See what happens. Sunday, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. right here. Heroes of the Mist. Check out mistheroes.com. Maybe you, the audience member, can help out with the situation by spending hero points, or you can make it a lot harder for them too. It depends on what you want to do. Take a look at the audience interactive catalog there of your options. And if you want to learn more about the characters and the players, swing by mistheroes.com and look at the whole cast and crew there under Heroes. If you want to learn more about the world, go to beru.world. And please, if you haven't yet, please donate to RPG Research by going to rpgresearch.com, click on Donate. Or if you want to become a Patreon supporter, go to patreon.com/RPG Research. If you donate as a Patreon supporter, you get a lot of extra hero points, so you can have even that much more impact. So wherever it may be well. Happy gaming, Namarie.
And dream well.
My sword has name.
Konbanwa.
Tune in next week to see Joe's new character.
Joe?
Ow! 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 Ow!
Dan?
Obviously, Farhad's greeting was unbearable.
Oh, okay. Good night.